You ready? Yeah, we live now. Yep. All right, bet. I'll be right back.
Ain't fucking up. I don't know what's going on.
Mute your mic, Doc.
Hello?
We can hear you, Doc. Mute your mic.
And y'all can still hear me, right?
Please mute your mic.
This episode of the Lions Den was brought to you by Common Sense. I can explain it to you, but I can't understand it for you.
Welcome to the Lions Den. 144 men on the rise again.
Yes.
And you better show some intellect. That'll be the only way a nigga ever get respect.
Real.
Welcome to the Lions Den. 144 men on the rise again.
Yes.
And you better show some intellect. That'll be the only way a nigga ever get respect.
Real.
To Jeremiah. I'm finna bring the fire. Cause on the second turn, you don't crucify the Messiah. Roaring like a lion instead of being defiant. You better come together and try to form an alliance. Black Jesus minister, new heavyweight champ. Finna turn the lights on instead of using a lamp. They try to keep up with us, but they leg is catching a cramp. Hebrew Israelites, now that's the name of the camp. That's a divine prospect. Shout out to the brother Ron. When they see the Hebrews, other ideologies run. Then apologies come, forever calling us dumb. Bringing all of the facts and leave them silent and numb. So Kwam Yasha Allah, call up Danya Allah. We got no problem, tell the truth and we follow. Got skilled debaters like Michael Edwards. We never go run, PowerPoint, we bring the lecture. Welcome to the Lions Den. 144 men on the rise again.
Yes.
And you better show some intellect. That'll be the only way a nigga ever get respect.
Real.
Welcome to the Lions Den. 144 men on the rise again.
Yes.
And you better show some intellect. That'll be the only way a nigga ever get respect. See you talking down when you're doing your interviews. We got a multitude of knowledge, so how could we lose? Used to be in the game, so I give them the blues. Welcome to the Lions Den. We deep, we fake you. I know it's hard to understand your ancestors was a slave, but challenging biblical knowledge, homie, we did
I
play.
know myself.
Intellectually, I know you really hear me. You're standing right here. Look at me, king. Yeah, you gonna get this work. When the father don't spend his time, that mean he fit this curse. Be the people like it or not. Take a look at your block. The rise of AOC, Masharai, Yasha'Allah, cause we got it on lock. Identified through our conditions. Trying to label us African without permission. Never laying down, tapping out, no submission. See us in the streets every day, we on a mission. Welcome to the Lions Den. 144 men on the rise again.
Yes.
And you better show some intellect. That'll be the only way a nigga ever get respect.
Real.
Welcome to the Lions Den. 144 men on the rise again.
Yes.
And you better show some intellect. That'll be the only way a nigga ever get respect.
Real.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you a debate that is really, really, really talked about and has a lot of controversy. In this corner, standing with the truth and the Torah only, with the divine and the absolute blessings of the Most High, I give you Judah Natzrah. Now, in this corner, hackling, insulting, disrespecting, and dismantling the true and original heretic hyena. I give you the man of unity and the ladies' man and the woman's whisperer. Everyone from the shadows of retirement, Naga, Muntu.
Yo, welcome to another edition of the Lions Den Debate League, the hottest debate league in the world, right? As we continue to bring forth the information to the people, right? Shouts out to all you brothers and sisters that's keeping up with the Lions Den, man, as we continue to bring forth this information. And we got a good one tonight, right? We got a good one tonight. Is the black woman God? Right? Is the black woman God? So I want to give a few minutes, allow the brothers to introduce themselves. Judah, you can go first.
All right, thank you, brothers. Shalom to the brothers and sisters in the congregation of Israel. This is Judah Natzrah from the mighty Torah Knights, Onias the 7th. We're the protectors of the sanctuary, of the guardians of the temple man gods, the Israelite gods. Y'all know me from debating for the past decade on YouTube, mopping dudes up. We come with knowledge, wisdom, understanding, science, mathematics, and geometry. Torah Knights, the Mafia. Shalom.
All right. All right, so we'll let the next brother to introduce himself. Floor is yours, Hot.
Naga Muntu. I'm just me. That's my introduction. Just like that.
Just like that. Short and sweet,
just
man.
Like that.
Right? All right, man.
Yeah,
so we're going to get down to it, man. We're going to get down to it, man. It's a hot topic. It's a hot topic. And we want to know from you brothers' perspective how this thing is going to play out, man. So who's going first?
Let me go first, brother.
All right.
Because I have a disclaimer. When I use the word God, as far as females, I mean Natzrah. When I say God, as far as males, I mean Netter. So now black woman is God, just like a battery is a battery.
Hold on, let me get your time.
The negative force on the battery don't compete with the positive force, saying that it's the battery.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Let me get your time, bro. I'm going to allow you to start. It is 8:10. 8:10. You got, we'll be doing 10 or 15 minutes.
We're doing 10.
That'll work.
All right. So it's 8:10. Let's go. You got to 8:20. Floor is yours.
Bet that up. A battery has two polarities, negative and positive. The negative don't battle with the positive. They both give life. Black woman is God because the black woman with the black man together is God. Just like you don't look at a battery and say that's a negative battery, that's a positive battery, it's just a battery. So now, once again, when I say God, as far as females, that's Natzrah. When I say God, as far as males, that's Netter. Two different positive and negative energies. Negative is female, positive is male. One does not denote bad or good. It just is what it is. So that's all I needed was 1 minute.
That's all you need for your first round?
That's all I need, because what else can you say from that?
All right, so if you don't want your rest of your time, the time we're going to give it over to Judah if he wants it. All right, so you use a grand total of 1 minute in your first round.
Yeah, Mike Tyson did that, didn't he?
Okay. All right, brother. All right, so Judah, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, hold on 1 second. Who is Sosa? Who's that?
I think he's from an SVDL debate league.
Okay, bro, you're gonna have to go to Y'all World 777 on YouTube, or go to NYMG on Facebook. You can watch from there, so you can comment and be included in the show. All right. We got to make room for Judah to be able to come back. He can't. I kicked him off. He came right back in. All right, Shalakia. All right, your time is 8:12. You got 15 minutes if you want it.
All right. I won't use up all that time. I won't need all that.
All right, I'll let you know when your 10 minutes is up.
Okay. Salute to my brother Naga Muntu. You know what I'm saying? Shalom to the brother, the God, peace to God. When the Israelites say God, we mean Allahayim, not necessarily natures, which are personifications of nature, which you can find in other quote unquote heathen civilizations. But when we say gods, we mean Allahayim. We mean like as the Most High said that Moses was, as Yahweh Shah the Nazarene, who people call Jesus. He said a God. They were like, why do you call yourself a God? You're just a man. But he meant he has knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. So, the mental city. But since I'm not debating a fellow believer in the scriptures, I will not be using the book of the sanctuary today. I'll just be dealing with basic just history, just basic knowledge to eliminate my opponent. So can I share a screen real quick, brother?
Yes.
All right. Just bear with me 1 second. All right. Do you see it, brother?
Yes.
All right. This is from a. Let me make this bigger. Hold on. All right. Before I read this, let me state in our language, which some people call Hebrew, we have certain words that typically stand for the quote unquote the word black, and this word includes shakar, which means the early dawn or diligence. The word kashak, which means black, also means wickedness or ignorance or obscurity. The word quadar, which is from the quadar. And there's one more, Arab, which means like dark or evening or pleasant or things like that, right? Now, in the English context of how they apply this term black to us, it started in it maybe started before, but we'll start with Carl Linnaeus in 1707 to 1778. Since Carl Linnaeus was a Swedish botanist and a physician, he established the origin of the color scheme of races. So right then, in the ancient days, men necessarily weren't divided by, color wasn't necessarily a thing, but based upon nationality. But as you can see, the European or the Edomite, he established a color scheme of races so that the world pretty much goes by race. So, you are included. People who are not of your nationality are included in your race due to the color scheme, which is a kind of a spell. Linnaeus divided Homo sapiens into 4 natural varieties: Homo sapiens americanus, Homo sapiens europeans, Homo sapiens asiaticus, and Homo sapiens afer, which were linked to the 4 known regions of the world: America, Asia, and Africa. He color-coded the species red, white, yellow, and black, respectively, and assigned each set of physical, personality, cultural, and social traits. He considered Homo sapien europaeus the ideal, right? So you kind of see that he already established Esau as the so-called white man as the ideal race. But remember, he's color coding this due to skin color and not nationality, which we go by in our book, the Torah and the prophets, or we'll just say the Bible to include everybody, right? We go by nationality and not by color. For some of the people that we ourselves had to fight against were people of color, right? So, again, this is not a Bible debate. This is Black Woman God. So again, the word Allahaya means judges, right? Let me get up. Let me stop sharing. Talk to the people real quick. Let me talk to them. Hold on. Let me get back. All right. So the word Allahaya means powers or judges. So when we say the Israelites are the gods, the Most High said in Psalms, he said that, yeah, you are all Allahayim, Bani Ali Yawan, you are all sons and daughters of the Most High. But like the princes of men or like other human beings, you'll die the mortal death. So the concept of the Black woman as God is due to ancient pagan philosophy or religions of mother goddess worship, fertility ritual. And since we have several rounds to go, I'll be showing that, and I'm not going to spill all my information out right now. But how much time do I have, brother?
4 minutes.
All right, 4 minutes. Okay. Yeah. So I'm just gonna I'll be showing in this presentation. We'll be going through a little bit of history on the mother goddess concepts in heathen religion, and then we're going to take it into psychology and neurology to back it up with science and with nature. And with that, I'll relinquish my time. And shout out to the Lions Den Debate League. Let's make this debate league the hottest on YouTube. And peace to the brothers for hosting me, and thanks for having me for my first time I debut here. Yahweh Ka Shalom.
Yo. All right, man. So, for those that don't know, this is about information. So it's important that you come here with information. You understand? And if your information is lacking, that's going to hurt you during the time of judging this debate. All right. So I'm expecting you brothers to turn it up and take advantage of the time that is given to you. All right. Because it doesn't look good. I've had many debates when people free up their time and is not received well by the community. So this is about information. This is your time to show the world your information. All right. So now we're going to be entering into round 2. Judah Jeremiah, if you want to speak to the panel, you're back as the timekeeper.
All right. I want to welcome everybody to the Lions Den Debate League. Like I say, the topic of this is the black woman God. These brothers both want to figure out. They want to express. The brother Naga said that the woman is God, so he's telling us what's going on with that. And then my brother Judah, he's saying that you don't think so. So he's gonna be coming with his information. But what I'd like both of you brothers to do, like he said, take advantage of the time that's given to you, so we can kind of have something to go off of to make our vote. It's 8:20 right now, so Naga, you got till 8:30, my friend. Go ahead and go.
All right. So now you say Allahaya is your main or chief deity. Does Allahaya have a female wife? Because in every single culture, with every single deity, as far as our culture as a people, as a melanated people, if you want to get into semantics, we don't have to call each other black. We don't have to call each other anything. Let's call each other melanated, because we all have melanin in us. So since we have melanin in us, the melanated woman is God. The melanated man is God. Together they make up God, like a positive and the negative side of a battery creates a battery. So with that said, when we're first born, the first person that gives us life, the first person that gives us nourishment, the first person that gives us anything, before we're taught Bible, before we're taught Quran, before we're taught any of the garbage that people pushed on us, whether it was our parents or anybody else, that was who we saw as God. If we go into, once again, semantics, the word worship, you worshiped your mother as your mother worshiped you, according to the Webster's dictionary of the word worship. With that said, black man and black woman together create God. So when I say that the black woman is God, I'm recognizing the God energy or the mental attainment of myself that I see in said black woman. But now, because once again, like you said, I'm saying too, it is a mental attainment. I'm not saying that every black woman is God. I'm saying that every black woman has the potential to be God, Natzrah, as do us as males. So if we're God, as the scriptures say, all scriptures, if we are God or God is in us psychologically, inside our minds, inside our body, if the essence of some higher power or deity is inside us and that makes us that, then that is something that we must attain mentally, because we are flesh and spirit. It all depends on which one of those that we choose to let rise in us. Every black woman ain't God. A bitch twerking on the motherfucking street smoking crack, that ain't a motherfucking God, bro.
Bro, we gotta keep it clean, bro.
Keep it clean?
Yeah. This is a family show.
All right, but what I'm saying is still reality. Females twerking, doing drugs, drinking, stuff like that. They're not worried about trying to be God. They're just existing here on this planet in a fleshly manner. They don't care about their spirit. But there are females out there that care about a higher mental attainment and have the choice or choose to themselves become a Natzrah or God. Now, just to say that there is only one being, Allahaya, and that is the only deity that, whether you call it a male or female, that can't be so. Because what predates that? Where did it come from? What are its origins? Because even if we deal in language, languages have origins. So Hebrew came from where? It does have a parent system. Since as a parent system, what was the culture and the language of those people? What did they believe? What were their deities? Weren't they male and female? Isn't the son a principle of two entities that give power to each other to give life as a great creator and creatress that give life to everything on this planet, that give melanin to your skin? So now, if we look at a battery and how a battery works, how can we not see that together we are one? Just like marriage, when you become married to someone, you become one. So saying that the black woman, the melanated woman, is God is the same as me recognizing that I am too, because I took the time to do that. As we all should. Just like we use the scriptures. We use the scriptures for what? Not to continue doing the foolish fleshly shit that we're doing. We use the scripture to what? Become a higher being, to achieve a higher mental attainment than what it is that we have. I'm not saying the scripture's garbage. I'm not saying any of them are, but they all are coded and have knowledge for us all to acquire a higher mental attainment. You can either choose to do it or not to do it. Not every black melanated woman is God, same as the males. But they can become that. That's my argument. As far as there being one being, since the beginning of the time, there wasn't just one being. Allahaya. Who Allahaya Mama is. I'm good.
You got 5 minutes remaining, family.
He can have it.
Yeah, they doing 10 minutes, Judah.
Yeah. He had 5 minutes left.
5 minutes left.
He had 5 minutes. But he
All
yielded,
right.
he yielded the floor. Okay.
All right. All right, man. So you want to talk about some of his points, Judah?
Yes, sir.
I was talking about
Oh, sorry,
7,000.
Oh, you
Yeah,
know
seven-
what? I was busy sharing the debate to the other groups. So I really didn't get a chance to write them down this time. But he did say something about what he mean by the black woman is God. He's meaning that we man and woman both are God, like a positive and energy, positive and negative together as one. And like you say, like what the Bible say, you know, we are gods, small G's though. That's what he's saying. That's what I took from it so far. He's not. I don't think he's saying that she's God, like the creator of the moon, the stars, and the earth, and like that. He's recognizing, he's giving her reverence because, like I say, the Bible do say that we are gods. Now you're the floor. You got brother Judah. It's 8:26. You can start. You can start right now.
All right, thank you, brother. Let me just address what Brother Naga said about the Most High. First off, the Most High created all things through his knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And when you understand these principles, I will be sharing my screen again, brother. Let me just get this real quick. Screen share. Just so I can illustrate to people some of the words I'm saying, so I'm not just freestyling. Let's go here. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
All right. If you look over here, let me pull this over here. Let me pull this up more. Hold on. If you look over here, there's a first degree, a second degree, and a third degree. So what the brother said about like the sun and the moon and things like that and the stars, yeah, these things are aspects of mankind, but they are not aspects of the Most High, but only in quality only. So the Most High, through his knowledge, if you read the scriptures, it says he created all things through his knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Knowledge is the accumulation of facts. So this basically would stand for the Most High's thought of, I want to create such and such. Then his wisdom began to go into a contemplative state or a formative state of fashioning things. And then with the understanding, brought it onto the physical plane. And this is the same way, the same procedure is thought is in everything. Your first degree is thought, such as, I want to make, pancakes. And this is your first, because your mind goes through 3 steps. And this is the same way the Most High did it, right? Remember, his knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is also shown in man, woman, and child. So for instance, in the first degree, which is your vertical, is man, right? And his symbol is the sun. The sun's rays dart down onto the earth and give that strength, right? So remember, the first degree or the vertical is the knowledge. When a man knows a woman, you know what that means, right? He's cohabitating with her or copulating with her, right? So in the second instance, you have the wisdom, which is the second degree, and this would be woman or female, a female quality. What and reflective of this, let me go through this, since I have a few minutes. In the first degree, again, with the vertical, with the sun, is the seed, or they say like the seed of thought. This is exactly how the Most High manifested all things, and us being small gods and sons of the Most High, even the heathen nations, but even though we were given more with the Torah, I'm saying we still manifest Yahweh's qualities. So when a man knows a woman, you know what happens, whatever, right? But he knows her. And then in the second degree is your wisdom. So remember, the man is solar, the sun, and the woman is moon and earthly. So if you look here, is wisdom, which is length, right? The woman, the moon, water, reflection. When you look at in the woman's womb, it is water. Same thing in the mind, which I'll be showing you the mind too. The mind is like that of a woman, right? The thoughts occur. It goes into a contemplative state, which is suggestive of the gestation period of the womb of the woman. And then she brings forth, or they both together, they bring forth understanding, which will be your width, because your understanding can be either male or female due to your child. So the black woman is God concept. It's impossible without knowledge. You would first need the accumulation of facts for you to reflect upon them, or to contemplate, or to meditate on the accumulation of facts. So to say wisdom is not independent. Wisdom is dependent upon knowledge. Just like the woman is a reflection. And I'm not talking physically, I'm talking spiritually or mentally. Spirit means mental, or the mind, right? So your female is supposed to reflect your light, son of man, right? And I mean son of man, like that orb in the sky, because the sun stands for refinement and like strength, right? Wisdom is reflection. So your woman is to reflect your light. And you two together, as the brother Naga has stated before, you both give forth understanding, which is your width, right? Because it can be either male or female, which is your child. Right, so that's just speaking in terms of metaphysics, right, and science. I know a few more times. Let me get to this real quick. As you see here, I made a. Well, I always have these. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Right. So actually, I actually have another one. Bear with me. Hold on. Bear with me.
5 minutes remaining.
All right. I'll be quick. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me just make this smaller. Bear with me. Let's bring this down. Hold on. Bear with me. I'm trying to make this screen smaller. Oh, it's all getting crooked. Hold on. My just getting. How do I turn this? For some reason, my screen is crooked. Hold on.
Hey, I'll stop your time till you get your screen together, brother.
All
Is that
right,
all right, Naga? Is that all right with you? Brother Naga?
I got him on mute. My bad.
All
Yeah,
right.
everything's cool with me. I'm down for whatever.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
All right, I'm good. Hold on. Let me share again. Hold on. We want this one here. All right, I just want to make this a little bit bigger. Pull it down. All right, if you can see here, due to science, don't focus on the brain, but the brain's function, which is the mind. So even certain aspects of the mind are what we would say masculine quality and feminine quality. Don't think in terms of actual physical gender. Think in terms of quality, right? So you have like your frontal lobe here, which is basically where you would start thinking. Your frontal lobe deals with like higher thinking, or with planning, or with order, right? This is your initial thought, which would be your vertical line. Back here, you have the parietal lobe, which is where you begin to meditate and contemplate and reflect on things and untie riddles and knots and things of that order. We're not going to deal with the occipital and the temporal, but just these two, frontal lobe and parietal lobe, even have their own masculine and feminine qualities. Let me repeat again. The frontal lobe in spirituality or the mind, mentality, your frontal lobe deals with knowledge, your first initial thought. Again, back to the parietal lobe in the back deals with your contemplative or reflective or meditative state of the facts that you have brought forth in the mind, and then you can manifest them on the physical plane. How much time do I have, brother?
You got 3 more minutes.
All right, I'll use them wisely, just to speak, to the brothers and sisters. So and to answer this too, the Egyptians had no such concept of the people being gods. Only the pharaoh was a god, who was a manifestation of the sun and private area of the man. So the common people were not known as gods. Unlike in our tradition, the Most High says that we are gods, and we are not to worship the heavenly bodies, because there is nothing that's on the earth or in the universe that is not present within, whether it be the human body or within the spirit of the Israelite. Again, like the number 9. The number 9 is salvation. People will argue, but the 9 months of gestation in the mother's womb is suggestive of the womb of the mind, where thoughts are conceived, and are manifested through the mouth or through the hands, what I'm saying, onto the physical plane. With that, I'm going to yield my time, and thank you, brothers.
All right, man. So listen, we're gonna have I want you all to get your questions ready, because hell, I got some questions for these brothers concerning this particular topic, man. Right? So brothers and sisters in the audience, those that are watching, get your questions ready. All right. We're even gonna put the call-in number on there for brothers and sisters to be able to call in and ask these brothers any question they want to ask. All right. So Jeremiah Judah, where we at?
It's 8:36. You hear me?
Yes, sir. Let me unmute the brother. You ready, Nagas?
I'm gonna start this time at 8:37.
All right.
So, like you said, what we're dealing with is principles that exist within us and principles that exist outside of us. You say Alahai or whatever it is that you're saying, but it's nothing different than saying Asar, Aset, and Heru. It's the same thing, but they weren't, because they were principles and not actually people that existed on this planet that actually walked the earth. They're principles that exist inside of us and outside of us. When you say the sun, doesn't that principle exist within us inside of our pineal? Isn't the sun the great creator and creatress? Isn't everything that's on this planet derived its life from the sun? Amenet is what? A black deity. Everywhere you go in the world, there's black deities. you Catholic, got the black Madonna and child. If you got like the Quran, Allah is a woman. Talk about the Bible God's a woman too. All of them are black women. Everybody around us worships black women except for black folks. Black man is God too. We destroy ourselves. We don't worship ourselves. We don't do what it is that's necessary to acquire the mental attainment to be the God that we are on our knees waiting to come save us. Now, a lot of the words and stuff that you are using is stuff that was given to us by motherfuckers who came in, or people, my bad, people who came in and stole that knowledge from us. So if they stole that knowledge from us and gave us something different than the knowledge that we had before, why don't we look at that knowledge and say, something ain't right? We gave them what 1080 degrees, and they come with 33 and a third, and you a master mason? Come on, man. Even them people know that black woman is God. We got people around here kissing a black man's feet, kissing a black woman's feet, but we won't wake up. We wait for a book to tell us what someone else says. Y'all saying that the Bible is the word of God? How? Y'all do know that that was voted upon, right? If somebody had to vote, men had to vote. Yeah, this is the word of God. It's the word of men. Because who would have to, if it was the word of God, what power would man have to vote to determine whether or not it's the word of God? So if we step away from everything that everybody else saying and we just deal with what we have inside our own minds. Once again, when we was born, who was God? Who gave us life? Who was the creator? Who created you? Black man. Who is the mother of civilization? Who is the mother of creation? Because if everything came from black melanated people, it all started with a black woman. Then the question is, how is black woman not God? How is some man giving birth to another man? Because it show didn't work out to where a woman got pulled out of some man's rib, because that don't even work scientifically. You don't get no XX chromosome from an XY chromosome if an XY chromosome is a mutation of an XX chromosome. That just don't work out scientifically. So there's no way that you can work it out, and there is no way nowhere on this planet to where a black woman ain't God, except for when Serapis came, and you know what I'm saying, they liked how a black man was bound down to white god Serapis during the time of Ptolemy, and that's when all of that kicked it off. So then Constantine comes and brings all of these white folks. Now we sitting here, 400 years of slavery, worshiping a white man, and we turn around, we try to make it black, like that gives credence to the fairy tale. That don't work. If we deal with things that we could see, can you point at Yahweh? Where does he exist outside of us? Where does he exist inside us? And where does he exist universally? If that is a principle, how does that principle exist inside of us, outside of us, and universally? Because what I'm talking about, these principles exist inside of us, outside of us, and universally. And when I talk about them, I can point to them. You're talking about the great creator. What?
Breaking up, brother.
I know things is messed up. My bad.
All right, okay, you good now. You good now. Go ahead. You got
You get
6 more minutes.
scriptures.
Hey, brother, you might want to move back to that location you was a minute ago, because you breaking up where you at now. Can y'all hear me? Jeremiah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Ak.
Okay, it was him. He need to get back. Is he walking? He need to go back to where he was at.
It's like he's walking,
Right.
and he's walking away from his Wi-Fi or something.
All right, I'm gonna stop his time here till he can get back in.
Yeah, man, because It seems like the comment board is lighting up, bro.
Yeah, everybody get their questions ready. 'Cause I got some questions for him myself. Yeah.
Yeah, he dropped off, so sure. I'm assuming
Just a word of advice, everybody. If you know you're going to be in a debate, make sure you're in a good area where your signal don't get lost. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
he's back.
Tripping.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
Tripping, man.
You go. Stay right there. Stay in that spot right there.
Okay.
You got a good spot. There you go.
All right. All the science in the world that we could use should not take away from our logic, and we should not allow to define who we are as a people and what we do as a people. We had a matriarchal system, the Bible using a patriarchal system. Well, I could show you points in the Bible where it went down the lineage of the woman, but that's not our debate. As we
Speak up a little louder, family.
As a people all over. Is that better?
Yeah, it's better.
Who we was as a people before those ideas and our DNA, well, not that we use nowadays to tell us what is and what ain't, and we can't do that. Black woman is God. The melanated woman is Natzrah. God. Always has been. That's always been a part of our culture.
All right, that was your last and final round. You still going, or you gassed out? You want? That's it, Art? You had 3 more minutes left. All right. Well, everybody knows that's his last round. Basically, what I got out of that, he went to kind of saying that the Bible believers, believe in a patriarchal concept, and he's saying where he got his beliefs from is more of a how you say it, matriarch concept. That's what I got out of that. Maybe in the question and answer round, he can tell us what cultures he got this from. Where they're saying just the woman's God, because now he just excluded the man really when he went and attacked the Bible, because he's like, well, y'all just say it's man. At first I thought you were going to say like how the Bible say it's man and woman, like you said, I'm saying, when you deal with the negative and the positive. So, I got some questions for you when it's time for the question and answer round.
Right. So we're moving into the third and final. Well, we're in the third. We're at the bottom of the third. Right.
Bottom of the third. All
right. So, family, again, get your questions ready. The comment board is lighting up, man. Right. Over 100 some odd people watching, man. So, listen, family. This, like I said, it's a hot topic, and we want to hear from the brothers. I got questions myself, man. So I want to hear the brothers' final round. And listen, brother, it's your time. Bring it. All right, because we want that heat and that fire right now. We need you to seal the deal. All right, so let's go. You're on mute, All
right, sorry about that.
Okay, yeah, it's 8:46. You got to 8:56.
Okay.
All right.
All right. As you can see, my opponent hopped into the casket and shut the lid on himself, and that's okay. He's gonna die anyways. Much love to the brother, though. Let's go into screen sharing real quick to show that his philosophy is not a new philosophy, and it is not a let me state this again. First, let me address some things real quick. Number one, the pineal gland only regulates sleep regulation. That's it. Like, there's no third eye and nothing with that. That's Hinduism. Number two, Osiris and Isis and them, yeah, they were principles. They were principles of nature, and these principles did not apply to the common human being. The Pharaoh was supposed to be the god of gods. He was the manifestation of Atum Re, who used his hand to bring forth his creation in the in the Egyptian mythos without the aid of a woman. Bear in mind that Atum Re used his hand. He didn't use a woman to bring forth the other gods and the manifestations of the Egyptian universe. Anyway, number 3, we are a new people. So the black woman is God. He must be talking about the Khoisan people if he thinks we're like these Africans, because you have to go back to the Khoisan, who are considered to be the oldest Africans on the planet, and we're not Africans. We are a new people, right? And sometimes newer is better. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I know we're used to the old original. No, bro, we're like a new people, and that's okay, right? Like sometimes that new BMW is older than that old Ford Escort. That's just what it is, bro. We higher thinking, higher spiritual level than the old thinking, right? That's why Egypt, Kemet is dead, and Israel just keeps renewing itself, right? Why? Because we're the gods. So, you know, and we're the sons of the Most High. 3, he said, or I'm sorry, 4, he said, the Most High must have, no, the Most High is spirit. He's the mind of minds, and we all have individual minds, right? So due to our minds, we can do the same thing on a much smaller scale than what Yahweh does when he brought forth things from his mind. His spirit went forth, like I said, went forth shaping things or whatever, and brought things into manifestation through his understanding. Same thing we do. You know your wife, she goes through a gestation period, she brings forth the product of your knowledge in her on a physical plane, which is called your baby, which would be proton positive, if I'm not mistaken, electron negative, and neutron, which is neutral, which would be your children on a scientific, if you want to deal with that aspect. I want to fly through these share screens again real quick, just to show where these ideals come from. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
All right, I just want to make this a little bit bigger. Every time I do that, it starts acting crazy. So you know. Each person normally has 1 pair of sex chromosomes in each cell. Females have 2 X chromosomes, while the male has 1 X and 1 Y chromosome. Early in embryonic developments in females, one of the 2 X chromosomes is randomly and permanently inactivated in cells other than the egg. So this to show you that men are the determining factor of the gender of the child, of the understanding on a scientific scale, right? Let's get back to this. Let's get to this. This is an article called, called Sacred Prostitution, because their children watch it. I'm just going to say the Sacred Prostitution, we'll leave it at that. As you can see here, I'll make this a little bit bigger. The mother goddess worship is a heathen concept, and which our people had gotten in trouble for following with the Queen of Heaven worship. As you see here, Isis, the sister wife of Osiris, who is the goddess of the Nile, whatever. Bear in mind, these Egyptian gods did not pertain to the people who were counted as nothing, right? So the reason why the Egyptians began to go to Osiris in the first place is because they were not granted a space in the afterlife, only the pharaoh. So the people begin to gravitate towards Osiris, who would kind of like give them a chance in the afterlife. This is why in the Book of the Dead, Osiris is inserted in much later, right? Let's keep it going. Isis, like Inanna and Ishtar, who is Ashtoreth, the wife, mother, all holy. Apparently, worshippers once or divine feminine, if you prefer, and debase another, right? So you see that these this divine feminine was this is a concept that is all through the ancient world, but not in our culture, where Yahweh said that we were to be set apart from these heathen worship of the aspects and qualities of nature, right? We're the gods. They worship gods. We are the gods, but we are sons and daughters of the Most High God, Yahweh. You see here. We also examine our own and our culture's attitude towards secular prostitutes, the descendants of Muntu, with whom Ishtar or Ashtoreth herself identified, right? So we're just going through that. Inanna, Ishtar, Isis, one and the same, mother goddess, fertility goddess, whore, so forth and so on. Let's keep it going. All right, you see my computer buffering like a Christian? Hold on, bear with me. This is called the Quetta Shah, what they would call the sacred temple prostitute. Let's get off of this. I don't know why this is even here. Just to fly through real quick. Quedashah, also called, it's actually Quada, right? Akkadian Quadishtu, one of the class of sacred prostitutes found throughout the ancient Middle East, especially in the worship of the fertility goddess Astarte, Ashtaroth, prostitutes who often played an important part in the official temple worship, right? So when you come to the black woman as God philosophy, you're basically saying that our women are prostitutes. Did you see here? Although Israelite prophets and reformers repeatedly denounced sacred prostitution, the early Israelites seem to have adopted the local Canaanite rituals, which they apparently practiced publicly until the reform of King Josiah around 621. Shalom to our forefather King Josiah, who banished this foolish worship. As you can see here, I'll try to make this a little bit bigger. You see here fertility goddesses. I'm trying to make this bigger. Maybe, perhaps I have. Well, if you can see here, you'll see Venus. Venus, the seated woman of Turkey, fertility goddess of Turkey, of Egypt, of Iran, of Africa. For the goddess of 1,000 faces, fertility goddess. So the black woman. Remember, black was created by a French botanist. As you can see here over here, the dancing fertility goddess of all the heathen, or of the ancient heathen past, fertility goddesses, right? Yahweh told us to set ourselves apart from this foolishness. You see here Venus with the large breast, fertility goddess. So the black woman as God is saying that she's a prostitute, basically, to keep it clean. How much time do I have, brother?
You got 3 minutes.
All right. As you can see here, Inanna or Ishtar, making it bigger so you can see. You can find this in Hinduism and ancient Egypt, which are one and the same culture. The goddess above is Inanna, goddess of fertility. She is mentioned in the Bible, Genesis and Exodus, living in the city of Ur that has been excavated. Her temple is the Sumerian ziggurat. The Sumerian goddess Inanna is also the Egyptian goddess Ishtar or Ashtaroth. So forth and so on. Let me get to this real quick since my time is going. I want to show this again. If you see here, not the human brain, I'm talking about the thoughts. Thoughts are electrochemical. They travel their electrical charges moving at a speed of a few hundred milliseconds per second. As you can see here, thoughts, which would be the masculine aspect. And then you have back here the parietal lobe bearing with the meditative, or what they call the neurological pathway. Hold on, I'm in the... back here with the parietal lobe, which is reflective or contemplative, which is the feminine aspect, which is dealing with wisdom. I'm assuming my timing is up, so I'm going to stop sharing and come back and
you had 2 more minutes, family, if you want to go through a little bit more.
All right, let me just get back to trying to get back to the screen where we at.
Manage.
All right, yeah. So just to close out, the mother goddess prostitute theology is not a part of our theology. In fact, our forefathers condemned this, and in fact, the Most High has punished us for this. Again, to go back again, the Egyptians didn't have any religion or theology which included them as gods. There was only 2 aspects of nature, whether it be the sun, moon, and stars, or the clouds, or the rain, or ancestors, or wood or trees or the lake or rivers or whatever, but they had no book which codified that they themselves were the gods, unlike us, because we are the sons and daughters of the Most High God, Yahweh God. And with that, I will yield my time. Yahweh God, Shalom.
All right. Go ahead, Jeremiah.
All right, family. So now we're going to transition to the question and answer part. And I want to start this thing off with a question concerning the understanding of the purpose of a God. Now, I don't know what happened to the brother. It looked like he dropped off. Hopefully he'll be back in a second. But to understand the purpose of a God, what was the purpose of a God in antiquity? He's back. 1 second here, he's back. All right, so this is my question, man. To get an understanding of the purpose of a God, right? You had to, in antiquity, you had certain things that were uncontrollable by man, such as weather, natural disasters, right? such as crops, right? Such as war. These are the things, the primary things that people would call on a
My
higher
stream
deity.
messing up. I can't hear nothing. Nobody's saying if anybody is saying anything.
Okay, can you hear me now, bro?
Hey,
Look at the screen. Can you hear me?
hey,
Can you
leave
hear
it.
me?
Go back out and come back in. Can you hear? All right.
I can't make
Leave
out
and
nothing.
come back in.
Nobody's saying my stream is messed up, bro.
Hey, Judah, see if he
got
can
a
hear
watch
you.
over there?
Tell him to go out and come back in.
You can't hear me neither.
I'm talking to
Brother Naga, is he on there? Is that him?
yeah, it's him.
Naga, can you hear me, brother?
I can't.
I don't think he can, brother.
I can hear. What y'all?
Yeah, I don't think he can hear us, brother.
Leave and come back out. I mean, go out and come back in. I mean,
I'm gonna bump him off. Hopefully he'll come back.
all right.
All right, so hopefully he'll come back. All right, so again, man, you know, there's certain things that you call on deities for in antiquity, man. Are these brothers calling on the black woman to solve these particular issues? Come on. Yo, can you hear us now, bro? Can you hear us now?
I think my stream is messed up. I can hear you now.
You can hear me now? You good?
Now everything just froze again. Man, this is crazy, man.
Yo, how is can you hear me now?
See if the black woman guy can fix it.
I can hear something. I can't make out what y'all saying.
See if the black woman guy can fix it.
What?
Can you hear us now? Can you hear us now, bro? Can you hear me?
I can't make out what y'all saying.
Can you hear me?
Call him in the back chat, Jeremiah, and get him on the phone like that for the last part.
All right.
Maybe the black woman guy can fix it for him. I don't know, y'all. But like I said, once again, we need to, like, if we're going to be doing debates, everybody, make sure you're in a good area. Because we had a problem like this before. And, okay, so what we need to do is just, make sure you're in a good area. Also, if you show up to a debate, make sure at least have, enough information where you can get through your rounds. Because that don't look good when it's come time for voting. Like his very first round, the brother only went 1 minute. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Jeremiah.
No, I was just agreeing with you, bro. I'm trying to get it.
Yeah. While we waiting on him, February 22nd, Black Jesus Minister versus JJ 7000. Flat Earth versus Round Earth. You know what I'm saying? Check that out. It'll be on Y'all World 777 on YouTube and MYMG on Facebook. February 22nd. Also, the Lions Den Women's Debate League, they have a show on Sunday to be talking about, I think, domestic battery. In the community. Sometimes we do shows where we just, talk about certain problems in the community. Everything is not just a debate. There go the brother. He's back. All right.
Yeah, I can make out everything y'all saying. I don't know what was going on with my stream. I apologize.
All right.
And, I couldn't hear most of what y'all was saying, but I stand on what I said, and I feel that me and the brother are saying the same different understandings.
Hey, bro. So this was my question. All right, it's my question for you.
All right.
In antiquity, people called on certain deities for certain elements of life they had no control over, such as the elements, such as natural disasters, crops, you understand, and also war. Which one do we call on the black woman for?
All of them.
Okay, can you please explain?
Okay. When you say amen, you say amenet, because they are two halves of the whole. So now it was white folks that had, you know what I'm saying, like Zeus, but Zeus was, having sex with everything, animals included. Not how we dealt with things. You feel me? Every male had a female. Even the Bible says, let us create man in our image and likeness. And it says Elohim, and Elohim is plural. So it wasn't just, you know what I'm saying, a man.
I don't mean to cut your wisdom. What I'm saying directly is, if my crops do not yield the produce that it needs to yield, do I turn to the woman in my bed next to me and ask her to fix the crops outside? That's what I'm asking you, bro. If I'm getting ready to go to war, do I turn to the woman that's laying in the bed with me and ask her to go to war for me? That's what I'm asking.
Yes and no. Let me explain. Yes. How do we fix the problem in our communities today? We can look to the black woman, because all of these dudes out here is chasing what? Where is power? Because women are chasing money, and what are they giving away for that money? Like y'all said, it's the family show, so fill in the blanks. So now, if brothers start going to the strip club and females start saying, you got to read me a book first, and these brothers start reading books, what do you think will change? Our situation. So now everyone wants to find salvation in something that exists illusionary, but if we find salvation in our black women and we heal them, or one of us has a couple of daughters and tells their daughters, if a dude wants to procreate with you, you have to make sure that person's knowledge is up to par and make them read a book. If brothers start reading books instead of doing the things that are being done outside on my block, what would change? When it comes to science, if we go to Nigeria right now, there was a village there that didn't have electricity. It was two 12-year-old women who came up with the idea to use piss or urination to give light to their city, to their village, or whatever it's called. Yes and no, because you're not, like I said before, we're looking, when it comes to crops and stuff like that, we're looking at principles that exist. And energies, male and female energies, positive and negative energies that exist in the sun. The positive and negative energies that exist in the sun are the ones that give life to crops. So no, as far as that, you wouldn't say, you know what I'm saying, hey, make the sunshine brighter, female next to me. No, I wouldn't go down like that. But at the same time, you and that female together can come up with the idea to increase the rays of the sun or the power of the sun on the crops, or figure out what's wrong with the soil that you're planting those crops in, because seasons change. And with science, we use science to judge when the seasons change. You can't grow certain things during winter. You can't grow certain things during summer. So if there's something wrong, maybe it's us and our thinking. And you wouldn't just go to the woman next to you. You and the woman together would come up with an idea or a thought to give birth to in order to figure out how to fix whatever the situation is.
I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate that. So, Brother Jude, I want to ask you the same question. When it comes to antiquity and dealing with crops, natural disasters, and war, what would you say concerning the power you believe in as far as it affecting the reality of those elements?
All right. On a physical, no, in the physical world, the Most High regulates all things in its due season. So, my personal belief, and this is I'm basing it based off of our heritage, which is the Bible. I'm saying righteous conduct will bring the Most High to bring on the proper rains and things in its due season. And bad behavior will cause him to cause a famine. So, can I address the need for gods? Did you ask earlier, brother?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. See, in the human body, we have what's called bioelectricity, right? And if I'm not mistaken, our bioelectricity can lighten up like a 45-watt light bulb. Okay. Again, I told you we have the frontal lobe right, which is dealing with planning and order, or whatever, and we have the parietal lobe, which is back here, and it deals with like contemplation or reflection. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why Yahweh says, study the Torah, study the commandments, keep the commandments. You're supposed to like focus on them. What happens? We have this neurological like pathway, right? Especially like when, and our bioelectricity begins to center in a particular area. Now, let's say a thing like prayer. When we pray to the Most High, we know that the Most High he's spirit, so he's mind, right? He's the mind of minds. Like the carnal man begins to think of God as limited to shape and form. We know the Most High is existence itself. So we are spirit in flesh, not like trapped, because no, we are meant to be in our human body due to our soul, which is in our blood, connected to our bodies. Let me get to this. So we're in a form of prayer or adoration to the Most High. We are actually praying inwardly to get to Him. This is why many of us, when we pray, we begin to cry, or we get a sense of relief in things. It means our prayer has been accepted. Now, the heathen nations had no such thing, because when they pray, they're praying to an idol that can not smell, hear, taste, touch, or even get up and move. They're directing their bioelectricity to an object, a lifeless object, and it just scatters out into the universe. So it's a useless prayer. So that's why Yahweh said, you are the gods. You know what I'm saying? I am the most, not me or us, but the most. I'm saying Yahweh said, I am the Most High, and I made you in my image. So when you pray to me, I meet you in your mind. That's what the Ark of the Covenant would signify. It was signified by that cloud in between the cherubim or the cherubs. So Yahweh meets us in our minds, right? And He searches our minds and our hearts or our intent. So our God is found inwardly and not outside of us, like the heathens. This is why they spent their bioelectricity worshiping their energies, directing it towards an idol that does them no benefit. But the Most High is the living Elohim, and and He is found within the man or woman that He chooses to allow to perceive Him. So that's my answer, brother.
All right, so yeah, I don't want to take up too much time. Right now, it's time for you brothers to be able to ask each other questions. Jeremiah, do you have any questions before these brothers go into their question and answer? We will be opening up the phone lines. We're going to give you 5 minutes to call in. If you don't call in 5 minutes, we're going to shut the show down. All right. So, but right now, have your questions ready.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I have a question to Naga. What cultures teach that the black woman only is God?
Because I don't know nothing about that, because I ain't saying that.
So you're saying, so you're saying the black woman and man is God. But in this debate, you're defending that the black woman is God. Works. Hold up, brother. Let me get in my flow. Can I get in my flow? Then you can answer. All right. So you're just saying. So all right. So so you're saying, okay, what cultures teach that the black woman and the black woman God is equal to the black man God? Because I see a lot of African cultures where the woman is subservient to the man.
During which time periods?
Some of the early
we can go back to Kemet.
Okay, go ahead. Get into it, bro.
We can go back to Kush. We could also go before crackers came into our lands.
Mm-hmm.
We believed or dealt with a certain type of knowledge. When they came, that changed. Just like matriarchy and patriarchy. Our system was a matriarchal system. White folks came, it became a patriarchal system. That's why the Bible is confused within itself. Patriarchal.
So if
woman alone is not God.
So if it was a matriarchal system, wouldn't that denote the man as lesser? Is that what you're saying? So basically, that's where you get the. No, I'm saying is that where you would get the her being more a god over us? Because if it's a matriarch system, that means she was over the man, and he's really not.
Maybe what I'm saying is not being understood perfectly. Let me clarify what I'm trying to say. Black man, woman, the two halves of the same whole.
You
The
in a
positive
bad
charge
spot.
in the
Can you?
battery and the
Hey, fam,
negative
you in a
charge
bad
in the
spot.
battery creates
There you go.
the
You in a bad
negative
spot.
part of the battery and a positive part.
So what I'm asking
Can you
you,
hear
I'm saying, so you're making it like they both was treated equal, but then on the next hand, you say it was a matriarch system. So you would even sound better if you just said that it was a matriarch system, but then you can kind of be like, that's why she's God over the man. So you know what I'm saying? So is the man God over her?
Yeah, we lost him.
Okay.
Oh, here, there you go. He's back. He back.
All right, brother Judah, that's the same question to you.
Yes, sir. Can you repeat the question, please?
Well, basically, can you show where that the black woman wasn't God? Like, because he's saying that it's a matrix. Because one breath he's saying that they're equal, like negative, positive. Then he said that it's a matriarch system. So that I kind of rock with him more when he's saying it's a matriarch system, because that would kind of put the woman over the man. And then he said when the white man came in, then they changed it to the man over the woman. But then in the next breath he's saying it's equal. So I'm just trying to, because I know there's some African communities where the woman is treated lesser. And one example I could say is the Nigerians. They had a guy named Uladu Marie, and in their creation story, he came down, and he should come down and have familiar intercourse with the men. This is in their creation story, right? And one day the women caught Uladu Marie having unfamiliar intercourse with the men, and she scared them off. And so the Nigerian men blamed the women for separating them from their God. You see what I'm saying? So all I'm asking you is there any? So when you say the black woman is God, are you saying because some of them have a matriarchal system, Naga, or even
what I'm saying is
Judah?
Okay.
Whoever want to answer.
Can I answer, Judah? Who's the question for?
Go ahead.
Okay.
It can be for you.
When I say a matriarchal system, you have to understand how we dealt with those things. Just because, like, when your mama dies, don't you have or spend that time showing reverence to your mother? So now, when you are a child and your mother breastfeeds you, your mother takes care of you, she changes your diaper and everything, she takes care of you. I mean, what man would not look to a woman and showed some type of reverence or respect for her? So having a matriarchal system does not place them above us, but as a man, what man bows down to another man? Well, in 2020, no. But back then, we didn't deal with this sexuality.
But the Most High God is not a man. You understand that? The Most High God is not a man.
I know that.
Say he's a man.
I understand. So it's two different polarities. It is a battery, a positive and negative force.
All right, Judy, did you want to elaborate on that?
I would say that as far as saying that the black woman is God, I do not think that our people are black unless you mean in terms of diligence and being uprightness or elevating the spirit. I do believe that that the Israelite woman is, she's like the Torah. The Torah, it would be considered like the woman, and you're reborn through her. The great Nazarene said, you must be born again to inherit the kingdom of God. You know what I'm saying? So you got to go through that water, which is the Torah. So yeah, we know all women and even animals go through the same thing, that whole, that birthing process, whatever. But dealing with our nation, you know what I'm saying? This, she's our wisdom. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. But I don't have a black woman as God theology.
All right, man. So we want to go ahead and open it up. We're going to give you all free questions. Then we're going to open up the call lines. All right. About to post it right now, family. About to post the number right now. Look, you brothers go ahead with your questions. I believe y'all have 3 apiece. So which one you brothers
It was
want to do
four
first?
piece. 4 piece.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Who's going first? You want me to go first?
You can go first,
Yeah.
brother.
Okay.
Go
Now I understand what you're saying as far as our you do not see our people as black, but that's why I use the word melanated. So every time that I use the word black, let it be known that I meant melanated. But most people identify with black because of their lack of knowledge. So I'm trying to speak to everybody as I speak to those with knowledge and those without knowledge. So how, if you don't want to use the word black, why use the word Israelite? Are you saying white Jews when you say Israelite women? Because I thought we were talking about the black woman being God, seeing that Israelite by definition means Jew and ite meaning Greek.
All right. All right.
Is that what kind of question is that? That's kind of off topic, but
I mean, I'll answer.
No, it's
it.
not, because he has a problem with me saying black woman. I have a problem with him saying Israelite women because we're talking about black women, not white women.
All right, no problem. I'll
go ahead,
answer
bro.
that.
All right.
As I stated before, we have several words for dark skin or for black. So the diligent woman, it would be shakar. This would be Isaiah chapter 8, verse 20. Right? Shakar also means diligent. It means like the early morning, the dawn. So I don't have a problem in as long as we use black in a positive connotation, as opposed to the usually black is a state of inactivity, as we stated before in the pre-debate. So if you mean like a diligent Israelite woman, or Yasha Ali, Asha Isha, then yeah, if she's a diligent sister, then yeah, she's a black god. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to pray to her to get things done. I'm going to pray to the Most High, Yahweh, who is not a human being.
Right. It's Judah's turn now. Go ahead with your question, bro. We'll go back and forth.
I want to ask you, you're familiar with the spirit, right?
Yes.
Okay, can I ask you, how do you elevate the spirit by worshiping women? And can you give us aspects of the spirit so that the crowd can understand, or people can understand what I mean by the mind or the spirit? How do you elevate that through worship of any woman?
Well, if you look at the definition of the word worship, everything that you do in life that you don't think that you worship, by definition, you do. But as far as the elevation of the mind, if you elevate your mind like Jacob did, and you wrestle with God to see the face of God inside yourself, then you can see yourself in all things. So if you are a God or a netter as a male, how can you not recognize the God or yourself that exists in the woman? Because if you are a God and you are an elevated being, are you going to pick up a trash woman? No. If I'm a God, I'm going to find a goddess to become one with. Because she can elevate.
That's a great answer. It's a great answer.
Right.
Or if she's not, do not do, like, I don't want to say there are women who are maybe not so, godlike in the mind, but you can elevate the woman if she's willing to change. So I'm with you, brother, and I agree. You have a question, brother?
Thanks for calling, man. Give me a second. I got you in the queue.
Go ahead and let the caller get in real quick, Jeremiah.
Hey, thanks for calling, man. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Rivers, calling from Connecticut.
This is who?
Calvin Rivers, calling from Connecticut.
Calvin Rivers, what's going on, brother? Who's your question for?
No, I was just watching the debate. That's all. I just want to see y'all keep it up.
Okay, I appreciate the love. I appreciate the love.
Bless up, my brother.
All right. Yeah.
All
right. Go ahead, Naga. Ask him a question.
Where is Yahya an energy that is a male and female, or do you see Yahya as the energy that is just solely male? And where in nature can just a male create anything?
All right. Yahweh is the great mind of minds, the great spirit of existence. So of course Yahweh would have all qualities of male and female qualities. I didn't say that he's a man or a woman. I said he would have, of course, masculine and feminine qualities due to his knowledge, wisdom, and a neutral aspect, which is understanding. As he puts forth this in his creation, as you can see, things like fire, water, nature, the sun, the moon. These things have masculine and feminine qualities, and that's through his creation on a physical plane.
All right, Judah, go ahead and ask him. This is your second question.
Okay. Can you give us the aspects of the spirit or the mind?
Okay. The spirit of the mind, depending on whether it's a female or as far as us as males.
Just the mind itself, period. What are the functions of the mind?
What are the functions of mind? Aren't you the neuroscientist? Is that a trick question?
No, sir. That was my question. What are the functions of the mind so that the people can understand that if you're going to be directing your mind towards the adoration of the black woman, what are the functions of the mind that you're going to use that's beneficial? What are the functions of the mind or spirit?
I'll run with that because I remember that in your teaching, you said something about how the mind works. So the mind does work as far as you said something about heathens and idols. Now, as the second that we take away our Isis or our Sar, our Aset, our Heru, and we replace it with the Holy Ghost, the Holy Spirit, and Jesus, don't you think that those images do something different to our mind than our indigenous images? And who made those people heathens in the first place? You see how that plays on our mind? So now when it comes to us elevating our spirit, us as a melanated people have to look toward an image that is melanated. So now if we're looking for the image that was given to us, Caesar Borgia on the cross. Huh?
Okay. So like
Caesar Borgia is not going to do anything for us. But the second that we do something, which I say is positive, not that I give, any type of power to it. As soon as we say that Jesus is black, okay, then that does something to us and gives us power. So now how the mind works, by saying that black woman is God, if we look to ourselves to elevate ourselves and look for an elevated black woman, now that elevated black man and that elevated black woman have a child, what do you think is going to happen to that black child? Now that black child has a black man and a black woman to look up to. So what does that do to their mentals? Because here where I live, half of these cats don't have mothers or they don't have fathers, and they're in a messed up mental state. So now mentally, a man who elevates himself, who seeks out a woman who elevates herself, elevate each other together and give birth to a child who is elevated, who will give elevation to the woman that he chooses or gives elevation to the people around him and looks for a woman who is properly elevated herself.
All right, man, we got a caller. Caller, state your name and where you calling from.
Shalom.
Yo, shalom.
This is FOPE Shaw Sham.
Yo, Sham. It's good, huh?
What's going on? I'm calling in to address this guy, Judah the Nazareth. I want to talk to him for a minute because I've been seeing your videos, brother. You making on FOPE and disrespecting my elder Quanaf, and I got a problem with you for that because you're going around spreading the false lies about us, saying we took the bag, we sold out, we got a 501c3, bearing false witness on my brothers, and I don't appreciate that. Saying we scared of Torah Nice Temple. If you want some smoke with us, brother, you can get it.
The wrong time, sir.
Whatever, it don't matter.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, Sham.
Hey, Judah, that's my camp too.
No, we're not tribal.
I ain't come on here to the platform, bro. But the man being real disrespectful, calling us Canaanites and all different type of things, brother. And I just don't appreciate that. And then y'all, our brothers, he on y'all platform coming up in the lines debate then, and you know we promote y'all and do all that with y'all. I don't feel that's fair.
Yeah, I didn't know nothing about that, Sham. But we will address that, bro.
Let's set up something we can have a sit down and get it straightened out.
All right, no problem. Well, I'm just calling in, let them know. Calling us out like we cowards. We ain't no cowards. After we done with ISUBK, you can definitely step in and get this work with us. So with that, I'm gonna say shalom.
All right,
shalom, Mark. You know ISUBK don't want no work with us. They don't want no smoke.
All right, man. So I believe it's Naga, your question. It's your time for your question, bro. Oh, he dropped off. He dropped off.
Actually, my question didn't get answered by the brother, but you know, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, I was trying to hear him. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to listen for him to address what you were asking him because it's about the mindset. You know, the mindset on you know, how do you come to this conclusion, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? But he gave a roundabout answer where, well, you know, we want to promote this thinking like this so we can elevate our visions of each other, which, I mean, you know, I understand that, but okay, here he dropped off again. Oh, here he is.
To me, I'm kind of confused a little bit. I mean, you know, he say black woman is God. I mean, I understand, you know, you reverence your woman, you know, but how does it help us? Because, I mean, I just don't see how it helps us spiritually by saying that she's God. I mean, that's you know what I mean? But that's what I'm trying to get from her. How does it help us spiritually by calling her God? I mean, you know, you call it, you know, my queen or maybe something like that, you know, my rib, you know, I can rock with that. But a lot of these times when you tell these women they God, it kind of go to their head, and you know, and then next thing you know, they kind of want to run the house, or I don't know, man.
Yeah, man, because I asked brother a direct question concerning, like, what do you do on natural elements? You understand? What do you do on natural disasters? Like, I mean, hold up, man, we got a call.
All right.
Yo, shalom. State your name, where you calling from.
Breaking up.
What's going on, good brothers? What's going on, family that's listening? This is your
Mugabe
calling from planet Los Angeles.
Yo, what's going on?
What's up, Mugabe? Go ahead and explain what your black woman God concept. I know it's what you're getting ready to do.
Yeah, my question is for the brother Judah. From a scientific perspective, we know that the female of our species is born with all the eggs that she's ever going to have during her entire life, born with. So that means when she comes from her mother's womb, she has the egg that creates all of us. Now, I said that to say this. We also know that us as being men, we constantly recreate and rejuvenate different sperm, and we mature as of puberty. Our sperm does something different. Now, with that being said, and that being a scientific fact, Brother Judah, wouldn't it be safe to say that on that fact alone, and knowing that the black woman is the progenitor of all people groups and demographics on this earth, wouldn't it suffice to say that on that fact alone, the black woman is God? And I don't mean uppercase G, I mean lowercase g, as in being responsible for something that's much greater than normal people.
So let me get this straight. You're saying that the black woman is God because she can produce children.
Yeah, hold up before you say it. So is the white is a white woman God too? Then
I'm just trying to clarify.
That's not what he said.
I think the brother fully understands what I'm talking about.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, they do. They playing games.
If you're dealing with biology, if you're dealing with biology in that matter, then you must include every other woman on the planet. And women must receive.
How didn't give birth to all nations?
Oh, Whoa. It's his turn. All right? Let him finish his answer. Then you can rebuttal off that. All right, let's keep order. Go ahead, Judah.
Okay. So if he wants to subscribe to the so-called black woman, and if I'm assuming he means the African, then the Khoisan women are God, because they're supposed to be the oldest Africans, but they look Asian. Now, if you're dealing on a biological, on a biological level, the woman still must be known by a man, and the seed must be placed into her. So it's the seed that is traveling up, and gravitates onto the egg. So the egg does not produce the seed by itself. So again, men carry whole nations in themselves, to keep it clean.
Right. All right, Naga, you want to add on?
Well, actually, the audio was horrible. I didn't really hear what the brother said. I heard like most of what he said, and I think he said in reference to something about seeds, and we know that seeds there's no such thing as seed in human biology. It's either egg or sperm, brother. We know this, so I don't really comprehend the scientific nature of speaking about seeds. And we also know that the black woman is the progenitor of all races of people on this earth, including the black man, is the progenitor of all races of earth on this planet. So we are the vanguards. Not the vanguard. We are not only the progenitors, by definition, we would be the gods of this planet. And everything else, and everyone else, is a genetic mutation of us. This is scientific fact, brother. And there's no way of getting around this. So when we say the black woman is God, we're simply venerating her. We're simply exalting her to her rightful place within our species. And I don't think you guys fundamentally understand that.
Hey, can I read something real quick before you go? Isaiah J. West, he's in the audience, and he says, a true God can create without assistance. No woman can reproduce without sperm from a man. A man determines the sex. You see, so if she was God, she wouldn't need no assistance from man, period. You see what I'm saying? Scientifically speaking.
No, I don't see what you're saying. I see that
I'm gonna read it to you again. Hold up. Hold up. Watch this. Hold up. Hey, mute the brother. Hold up. Mute the brother. It says a true God can create without assistance. No woman can reproduce without sperm from a man. So what I'm asking you saying that she's God. Why ain't she producing life without the help or assistance of a man? Go ahead.
Again, brother, that means you didn't hear a word that I said, or you're intentionally not paying attention to what I said. I said we refer to the black woman as God, lowercase g, not uppercase g. We don't have an omni-God ideology when it comes to the black woman. We don't say that some woman just. We don't say that some woman, black woman in Africa, where just start dropping babies all over the place, void of a man. We don't say that. So don't try to imply that by saying a true God. God does not have one definition, brother. Right. In your mind, it has one definition because you are not paying attention to the subsequent definitions. For example, if I said Beyonce is a star, you can say no, she's not. She's not a star. She's not a celestial body that we can see in the sky, and you would be absolutely correct. But we also know that Beyonce is a star because of the way we use that word to venerate her fame and her success in the music industry. We have venerated her to the status of being a star.
So you saying
when
the
you
Okay, hold on. Let me get him. Because this brother that's calling feels that we have evolved from chimps and apes. So the black woman wasn't even God here first.
That's a red herring argument. That's a red herring. That's a red herring.
No, hold up.
You stay on subject. It's a red herring.
Oh my God.
Don't stick to the subject. The subject is the black woman God. Don't red herring argument, brother.
All right,
No. Because you trying to push this idea on us that the black woman is God, but you yourself don't even believe that. Because how would she be here first when you said that we evolved from monkeys and chimps? So is a woman chimp a God too? Is a woman chimp a God? Yes or no?
Yeah.
She's a God.
Again, brother, I'm not biting into your red herring argument. We are going to stay on subject, or as a matter of fact, I digress. Too long with your conversation. Have a good night.
Today's my last day here. God damn. I go outside.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. I appreciate your call, bro.
All right. Thank you. You brothers have a good evening.
All right. Peace and black power.
All right. Hold on. Okay. I'm hold on. I'm gonna get a little too loud. I'm visiting my mom, so let me calm down. All right. Mom said I'm getting too loud. All right. Hold on. Let me elaborate. Let me elaborate on this guy here. Because so that's the case. Then wouldn't the white woman be God? Because she can create life.
He just said saying that the black woman is God is allegory. That's what he just said, bro. That's what he said. If it's allegory, then you Negroes need to stop with the BS, man. People are playing word games. They're not being honest. Oh, we don't mean it's the God. It's the major
You're not doing
God,
the same thing?
God, but it's y'all Negroes are just making up as you go, man.
Right.
Cut it out, bro. Cut it out. Tell the people what the truth is. Is the black woman actually God, or is it allegory? And you're just giving some sort of credence to the black woman. Let the people know what the truth is, man.
Okay,
is that a question? Because doesn't the Bible say that the story of Abraham is allegory?
Go ahead, bro.
Doesn't the Bible say that the story of Abraham is allegory? So then why do y'all keep on with the Bible bullshit or the Bible business if y'all know that the story of Abraham is allegory? Doesn't the word allegory in the King James Version?
It wasn't talking about Abraham himself as allegory. It was talking about the comparison between the wife, the wives, and the situation between the two seeds. It was allegory. Not that Abraham is allegory.
But that's not where the word allegory is used.
What do you mean?
See there?
If you read the entire chapter, you get a clear understanding that we're talking about the narrative between the war between the sons and how it's going to play out in latter times. That's all it's talking. That's what the allegory is, bro. Right? You want to speak on that, Judah?
You're spot on, brother.
Oh, okay, come. Hey, Judah, we can't hear you. I think you muted out, bro.
Oh, okay.
Judah, 7,000. 7,000. I think you muted out, bro.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. Now we can hear you. Oh, man. You muted, bro. You still muted.
Can you hear me now?
Go. Yeah, now we can hear you.
I just want to address the caller that called in. I can't let him get away with that. Because now this what I'm talking about. This is what we deal with in the conscious community. We deal with guys like him who now he's pushing at the black woman's God, small g, because she can produce life. Right? But his chain of thinking, he is running around teaching that we came from apes and monkeys and chimps. So she wasn't even here first. So then if she wasn't here first, then the chimp mama must be the God, right? According to his logic.
Oh, man.
Wouldn't you say that?
No, because that wasn't the whole of what he said. That was a part of what he said. It's like you didn't hear the whole thing. It's like you're taking bits and pieces and taking it apart and not taking the whole and understanding the lesson that he's trying to convey. It's like
he said with small G's, bro. Okay, he says he's a small G,
Small
right?
G's for your understanding, because I know that brother does not use the word God the way that you use the word God. He's saying God for you to understand, because we say neteru, neteret, and neter, which is completely different from a God, because the word God is a verb, not a noun.
Hey, so do you agree with him when he said that it's allegory when you say the black woman is God?
Maybe my signal went out when he used the word allegory, because I did not hear him use the word allegory.
Bro, I asked him directly. I said, "Would you say
Right.
you call the black woman God is allegory?" He said, "Yeah."
He got selected hearing now.
No, I do not. Like my statement was, maybe my phone went out, the signal went out like it has been the whole time we've been on here. I did not hear him use the word allegory. So now I cannot answer to that in his use of the word allegory.
Well, we're gonna tell you. Hold up, the brother said it was. The brother said it was an allegory. Now, do you agree or disagree with that?
Hold on, I gotta call him.
All right, go ahead.
Yo, thanks for calling, man. Where you calling from? What's your name and where you calling from?
I'm going to stay on topic of the program. This is Quinop out of FOPE.
Shalom, Elder.
Shalom, everybody. I do have a question, and I'm on the same agreement with the other brothers, all you guys, about black women is not God. But I have a question for Judah Nazareth, because we're on the same page. I agree with you on that aspect. But so this is my question dealing with the same topic. It's a two-part question. We don't believe the black woman is God. So where's the black woman in your eye as far as being an Israelite? Do she outrank any other woman on the earth?
Yes.
She does. So would you consider her the superior woman?
She has the capacity to be the superior woman through the Torah.
Okay. So do you, and this kind of person, you don't have to answer it if you don't want to, because if you agree, then would you mess with a lesser woman?
Yeah, my mother's not black.
Excuse me?
My mother is not black.
Well, I said, would you mess with a less superior woman?
Yes.
You would?
Yes.
So well, then that should take you out of the category of being a judge if a black woman is God, yay or nay. If you will go out, how can you speak on a black woman and you don't want a black woman?
Who says I don't want a black woman?
Well, you said you would mess with somebody that's not a black woman. So I'm trying to figure out, how can you deal with anybody outside of a black woman, but yet you want to speak about a black woman?
The debate is the black woman God? You can have a black woman.
I know that. I'm asking you.
Hold on, brother. Can I answer? Or?
The question is, how can you pass judgment if a black woman is God, yay or nay, if you don't succeed, if you don't want to date a black woman? So you must think she's inferior, even though you say that she's superior.
I said she has a capability of being superior through the Torah.
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Say that again, sir.
She has the capacity to be a God if she is elevating her mind through the Torah.
Okay, that's kind of echoing to me. Maybe it's my phone.
Yeah, he said that she has the capacity to be if she's elevated through the Torah.
Oh, the black woman. So any other woman besides the black and Hispanic woman, can she elevate on that same level as a black woman?
Yeah, if she's an Israelite of another nation.
If she's not an Israelite, can she elevate as the same as the black woman according to the Torah?
If she has the capacity to understand and she's a reflection of her husband, yeah.
Okay, that's all I wanted to ask you. All right, thanks for calling, brother.
All right, no doubt, man. Shalom.
Right, shalom.
All right, man. So we can get back to the questions that y'all have for each other.
Wait, hold up. How is it helping us as a people by telling the black woman is God? When
didn't I already answer that question? Or are you asking?
No, because well, how about my observation? It must not be working because our women lead the how can I put this? When you go to the abortion clinic, we don't even make up half the population, but our women are there more than any other woman.
We don't make up half the population. What?
Let's fall back
to in the United States.
Let's keep it neutral, man. Let's keep it neutral, man. Let's keep it neutral, Judah.
All right.
All right. We'll let you brothers ask each other questions because we don't want Naga to feel you understand that he's being bombarded here. All right,
I'm
not
okay
just
with being bombarded.
Okay, good.
Hold up, Jeremiah. That is a fact.
No, I get it.
All right.
I get it. So y'all brothers can ask each other questions. We'll wait for a few more callers, and we're gonna go on and get up out of here. You know what I'm saying?
All right, hey brother, you never answered my question on what are the functions of the mind or the spirit.
I did answer the question. The functions of the mind, as far as the topic, the function of the mind of how we view and visualize imagery and the image of the black woman. Those are functions of the mind.
No, just the functions of the mind, brother.
I'm not the neuroscientist. You are.
That's the brain.
I mean, are you talking about, you know, how the pineal gland works? Are you talking about how the hypothalamus gland works? Are you talking about the left hemisphere or the right hemisphere? I mean, what type of question are you asking me?
Brother, that's neurology. I'm dealing with study of the mind, psychology. So what are the functions of the mind?
So now you don't see how my answer was psychological. The function of the mind and the way that it functions with the images that we are given. The image of the black woman does something to us psychologically differently than the function of us seeing the image of Caesar Borgia. Anytime that we see something other than us above us, we are going to act in our society differently than we would if we see ourselves in that image in our own societies.
Sir, if you were in class, you're not answering my question, but you have a question, brother. Go ahead.
Okay, my question is, how am I not answering your question?
Now you can tell him. Now you can tell him how he's not answering your question. All
right, thank you, brother. The functions of the mind, not the brain. He's not dealing with neurology, study of the brain. We're talking about psychology, the study of what Greek would be psyche, and what we would call Hebrew, which Yahweh Dayath is our language, it would be called rawak, right? It's the spirit or the mind, right? Transitory, it can move, it's the factory of imagination. So so the functions of the mind are to think, to cogitate, judgment, intellect, reason, perception, to regard, to compute, things of that nature. Is the function of the mind. Perception, what I'm saying? These are the functions of the mind. And to worship, and if you want to change the word worship to adore or to venerate or to uplift and to focus, whatever, how does that affect the cogitative faculties of the spirit to worship? I don't know why I keep calling. Well, if you want to say the black woman.
Once again, the way that I answered the question, and from your answer, I answered your question. From your perception, no. But anytime an image is given to us contrary to anything that gives us power, we're going to fail. When we look at an image or we venerate the black woman, as we should venerate and look at ourselves and see us on the same pedestal, on the same platform that are together, that is how we mentally lift up. Psychologically, by seeing something lesser, that's what mentally brings us down and puts us in a situation where we don't conduct ourselves in a manner that would be elevating, to where we would be able to call ourselves gods, since we're using that word. Neteru, netters, netterets.
So you do know that the netters are aspects of nature, and
as we are aspects of nature, and as those aspects of nature exist inside of us, are you not an aspect of nature?
I'm a creation of the Most High. And nature,
which makes you a what? Aspect of nature.
Okay, no, I am a creation of the Most High. Just like nature is a creation of the Most High. We are created things.
Okay.
So
doesn't that exist inside of you?
I have a nature, yeah, but I don't have a.
That would make you what? An aspect of nature, correct?
Sir, I don't have.
If the Most High is the aspect of nature and it exists inside of you, wouldn't that make you an aspect of nature?
Sir, what I'm saying is there's no tree bark inside of me.
I never said that.
Well, that's an aspect of nature, and that's not inside of me.
Every element that is in the soil of the earth exists inside of you, so you are an aspect of nature because earth is nature. An aspect of nature.
You mean outside of me, sir? Man is created of the dust, of the soil, of the earth.
And all of those things exist inside of you.
Physically.
All of the elements in the dirt exist inside of you.
Okay. I said the spirit, brother, which is not earthly.
What does that have to do with the rest of you? Are you not an aspect of nature? Isn't your vehicle an aspect of nature that the Most High dwells in?
Sir, I said the spirit, which is not earthborn.
Once again, the spirit that comes from the Most High is dwelling in an aspect of nature that is the vehicle that you are residing in, correct or no?
Sir, the spirit is the faculty of cogitation and thought. It's not a physical thing. So you keep saying visual, visual, visual. Well, unless you mean the occipital lobe in the back, visualizing, or like if I were to ask you what are the functions of the eye, then you would tell me, well, the light rays hit this, and then the photon things hit that, and so forth. Brother, I said, what are the functions of the mind? The mind is not always regulated to the 5 physical senses.
Okay, well, let me simplify. Does water exist inside of you?
Yes.
Does iron exist inside of you?
Yes.
Are those aspects of nature or no?
Yes.
So that would make you what?
A human being.
Which is what? An aspect of nature.
A product of nature on a physical scale. Okay, now
so define the word aspect.
But where does the spirit come from, sir?
Didn't you say it comes from the Most High?
Yeah. Is the Most High
so let's
nature?
say I go for that. Not that I do, but let's say I go for that. So now, like I said before, the Most High is dwelling inside of an aspect of nature that is you.
Sir, I am not an aspect of nature. Physically, I'm a product of the earth.
What would make you what?
A product of the earth. I'm a man. That's what son of the soil. Physically. But I have a spirit, and it does not come from the earth. Now you can have an earthly carnal mind, which is regulated to earthly carnal things and regulated master, where it's locked into the 5 sense physical senses. But when I say elevate, I'm talking about that man or woman who thinks on a higher level that is not dependent upon the 5 physical senses. So a brother called in and asked me about, and you said this too, about if you have a woman. So if you have a woman that you can teach the higher aspects of the spirit, and she understands it and can internalize it, and she's your reflection, then she too is a God. But we are not gods when we don't have this higher aspect to ourselves. We are just like normal men, what we would call heathens. But the Most High gave us this to elevate our spirits other than others. And this is why when we don't use this, we are on the bottom, which we are today, because our people do not use this book. They are trying to rely on other people's philosophies. And I'm not saying we're superior in physically, because we're not. We're all mankind. But Yahweh gave us in our spirit, he gave us something to elevate our spirits more than he gave others. And this is what I mean by that. So yeah, you can have a woman that's not you can be a black man and have a black woman. And if your spirit is low and she's your reflection, guess what? Neither one of you are gods. You're just black, inactive mentally and spiritually. So that does not make you a god.
All right, I got a question.
Well, brother,
for brother. No, I got a question. I got a question for Judah Natzrah.
Oh, okay.
Where did you get that information when you said that when they were worshiping like Ishtar and some of these other female deities, that actually it promoted homosexuality? Can you kind of get into that, please? Thank you.
Yes, the male worshippers of these mother goddess deities, Netchers, were generally homosexuals. the girls were temple prostitutes and the men were, because they identified with that feminine, whatever you want to call that, they didn't really deal, you know what I'm saying? Like, in the normal man to woman relations. So ISIS had her own little worshipers were of they called them temple sodomites.
Wow. Do you have any documentation on that?
I have a few. I really didn't bring a whole lot of that. Actually, I had one article up. I didn't go through it. I don't know.
Yeah, he read some of it during the debate.
We got a caller. We got a caller come in.
All right.
Okay, 'cause I want to elaborate on that after the caller.
Yeah. Caller, state your name and where you calling from. Shalom out.
Shalom, Mike. This is Yashar.
General Yashar.
Yo.
What's good, family? What's good, man? Hey, good debate so far. You know what I'm saying? Good information. So my question that I have, right, and this, both brothers can address this question. If I'm not mistaken, I did hear you guys say that the man is God as well, right? Just to the debaters.
Yes.
Well, let me clarify my statement. You are a God when you are in your right mind, because you can be a devil too, but not God, like not the Most High. I would never blaspheme and say that. No,
I would.
And he's not really saying that neither, the young man. Young Naga's not saying that neither.
The black man and the black woman together are God.
This is my main question right here, right? So if you also consider the black man to be God, right? That means that he's a creator himself, right?
Man and woman create together.
So it takes two to create in this realm, right?
Correct. And the next.
All right, cool. So when it comes down to the males being God, how is it so hard-fetched to understand that the woman comes from a man?
Hey, say that again so everybody can hear that again. The woman comes from a man?
Right.
Did you say that?
Right. If you say God, right? This is what you both said. I'll make sure I ask the question clearly. Because according to your debate, what you're saying is because a woman can procreate, I guess, have a child. Right? Well, we all understand that it didn't just happen, she didn't just do it on her own. So then that means that if a man is God, right, that means that a woman can come from him.
Right.
But according to you, I guess that don't even make sense. But if that don't make sense, then a man can't be God then, brother.
Right. He dropped off.
So that means that your premise to your debate tonight of a man linking with a woman and they both being gods is a false premise, brother.
His ISIS connection is messed up. That brother got that Ashtoreth connection, internet connection. So not working out for him.
Oh man, yeah, man.
All right.
Back, man, but,
I want people in the chat to go ahead and place a 1 if you think Judah won this debate.
I'm gonna go ahead and bounce off so I can hear the answer.
All right, bro. Peace
okay,
out.
and a 2 if you think the brother Naga proved that the black one was God. Place it in all the chats because I done did about 5 or 6 different watch parties. I think our next debate we're gonna have some judges so we can just know instantly who won. But,
yeah. We got a couple of ones rolling in.
Okay. I just want I mean, what is it? How is it helping us as a people by telling the black woman is God? That's my question. Uh, and then to me, it's like it's a difference because, like you said, they were temple whores when they were worshiping these deity gods. But uh, now in today's time, it's different. They're not worshiping the Ishtars, the Ashtars, and all that. They're worshiping because a lot of these brothers don't. They are worshiping these women as gods, and they actually emasculating the men. They simping. A lot of them are using this black woman god to get in their pants, knock them up, then they leave it. Then she's at the abortion clinic.
Yeah, so he attempted to try to answer that question by saying that he spoke about the image of Cesare Borgia being a negative image, and if we put the black woman as a positive image, it will impact us as a people. But you don't have to do that. I mean, like I don't understand how they say in one breath the black woman is God, and then in the next same breath say the black man is God. Like I don't know. We got to call her. We got to call her. Yo, thanks for calling the Lions Den Debate League. What's your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, this is Lacan. I'm calling from Los Angeles.
Yo,
No, Mark.
That's the deal.
Talk to us, family.
Yeah, I had a question for the dude that's calling the black woman is God.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's not on the call right now. He's dropped off. Hopefully, he'll get back on before the end of your question. But go ahead with your question.
My question is to him, like, if the black woman is God, who created her?
Right. Well, I think that this is where that ploy as allegory comes into play. So they're not saying that she's the God that created the heavens and the earth, but she's they call her God to give her reverence. This is what I'm Judah. Maybe I'm misunderstanding.
Jeremiah, but then in the next breath they'll say that there is no God that exists.
Right.
They're playing games. I'm not saying this brother Naga is. I don't really know if he believes in a higher creator or not. But a lot of these brothers who say this black woman is God, they knock the Bible and say that our God is not real.
Right.
Let's just keep it real. Let's just keep it real. That's what they do. So it's some confusion. And then you be like, well, she can't create this and this and this and this. Oh, well, we're not saying that she's the all creator. We're just saying because she can have babies. Hell, roaches can have babies. You know what I'm saying? Come on. So, I mean, we just trying to get to the bottom of this. And I just think a lot of brothers in the conscious communities tell these women that they're God just to get into their pants. And a lot of sisters, if you're listening, that is the trick. We can reverence you and call you, our queen, our rib, and all that, but we don't want you to thinking that you God, because there's a lot of these women get in their head, there is God, and then they start trying to rule and power over you in the household.
Hey, caller, did you hear me ask the brother when I asked him? I said, there are a few reasons why people called on gods or deities in antiquity, right? And I want to ask you, brothers, did y'all hear me ask them this as well? I said dealing with the elements, you understand, dealing with natural, disasters, dealing with war, dealing with famines. Here he is. We'll let him speak for himself.
Where the caller at? The caller still there? Let the caller ask him again.
Hey, Nagas, did you hear the brother's question, or you need him to restate the question?
Yeah, what was the question?
Go ahead, caller.
My question was, you said the black woman is God, right?
Yeah. Black man and woman together is God.
You say what?
He said
the black man and woman together is God.
He said, who created the black woman then?
Yeah, who was her God? Who created her?
What do you mean? Don't y'all believe in the Most High?
We ask you, do you believe in the Most High?
A force outside of flesh, created flesh, and placed is an aspect of itself inside of that flesh. Man
so you do
and
believe in
woman,
the
he
Creator.
created, they. So the
Okay.
scripture goes.
So he's not one of the ones who say, so he do believe in God. Okay. You are all right.
No answer.
Say it again, caller. We couldn't hear you.
Is he referenced the Bible? I'm trying to figure out like where
Yeah,
he came from.
the man just referenced the Bible, bro.
Well, hold on. In all fairness, let me tell y'all something. This brother right here, he's not the typical comedic, but he takes a little bit of here, a little bit of there, a little bit of here, you know, and go with it. But he do at least he do acknowledge, right? Yeah, he a brute tap. The first brute tap in history. But at least he do acknowledge. Hold on, Jeremiah. At least he do acknowledge that there is a creator, and he's not. So you're not atheist, right?
And there's a creator and creatress.
Creatress, okay.
So he's saying that the creator it don't have a gender. Basically.
No, I'm saying there is a creator and a creatress. For every male creator, he has a creatress to create with him.
Well, which one of them came first? Was it together in your teachings? I mean, in what you study.
How does a battery work?
Hey, he's a brute tap. This is a Naga the brute tap.
Hey, caller, you got any more questions, bro?
Oh, that was it. Most of these dudes that believes in this is homosexuals, though, man.
All right, bro.
Like this one. No Batiman thing here.
Yeah, the brother says no Batiman up in here, man. All right. Calling in, bro. All right, man. So listen, we had the votes go out. Vote 1 for Judah and 2 for Nagas, right?
Also, we can put up a poll. We should have had the poll already in the chat room so people could vote instantly. But
yeah, we're gonna blame the black women. We're gonna blame the black women of the Lions Den for not making the poll. Okay.
Right. All right. But
it doesn't matter.
Hey,
what about the matter? She gets out for people to get it themselves. You feel me? That's what matters most.
Right.
Even that information.
That's what matters the most. That's right.
That's right.
I appreciate both of y'all coming on here, man. It was
Lions Den a hard time. They know.
Yeah. Hey, hold up! Before we get off here, man, I appreciate both of y'all for coming on, man. I'm trying to, bring the information out to the people. It's a good topic because a lot of brothers believe that the black woman is God. I mean, God, period. But then, a lot of them use it just to get into the women's pants.
Most of them say that the black woman is God, period, because they heard somebody else say the black woman is God and they just riding with it. They don't really know what's going on.
The natural Tahuti started it in the black conscious community. That's what Sarnetta say. Right? So.
All right, we got a call. We got a call.
We got a caller. All right.
Yo,
Shalom. I had a question real quick before y'all close out.
Yeah.
All right, so this is a question for what's his name? The guy?
Yeah.
Naga Muntu.
Yeah.
Right.
Naga Muntu.
Which one came first? Was it the man or the woman?
Good question.
The woman came first. Didn't you come from a woman? Or would you fall out of some man's head? Nah, I'm sorry, family show. You came from a woman, right? A woman gave birth to you, right? Batiman thing when the deal in, man.
First, right?
Huh?
The caller dropped off. So how did she come first, brother? How did she create a man if she was here first?
What you mean? She gave birth to a man.
Who impregnated her to get the XY?
Let's see. How did Mary conceive Jesus?
See, this is what I'm talking about. Hold on, bro. Right? See, you confusing the people now because you say that you believe in a creator. So you would have better off saying.
Watch this.
Hold up, Carla. Hold up, Hezekiah.
Can we?
Hey, Hezekiah trying to he's trying to round out his question, family. Let's hear from the caller.
All right, go ahead, Hezekiah. Sorry about that.
Right. The brother deal with scientific facts, and he said that we came from a woman. Then, you know, if we deal with science, you have something called a sperm cell, right? If anybody put a sperm cell under a microscope, you would see millions and millions of entities swimming around. All right, they are alive. All right, so what happens is that you have a male, and he plants that seed inside of a woman. We never came from women. We were put in women by men. So if you deal with scientific facts, then you're saying that the woman created us, so we were already entities inside of our Father. That's my point.
Who were we before we were entities in flesh?
Saying that we came from women, we know we were birthed by women. We came from a man. We came from his seed.
What were we before we were entities in flesh?
Spirits.
So now how did we get put in flesh?
A creator.
But I'm gonna tune back in. That was my question for the brother.
Hey, Hezekiah, man, you sound like you could be a debater. So anytime you want to jump in the ring, get in contact with us, all right?
All right, man. So I want to make an announcement real quick, man. Lions Den Debate League champion will be back in the ring on the 23rd, right? Which is Sunday, the 23rd.
No,
fighting over
my match on the 22nd, all right?
Yeah,
the
mine's on the
champion is 22nd.
All right.
Oh, okay, yeah. We got some more matches up too, though.
And the Lions Den Debate League champion.
So bless up, brother, in case it dies. Thank you, and I appreciate
all right,
y'all.
We appreciate
all right, bless up, family. Hey, you did a good job, Naga. Welcome to the team, huh?
I appreciate y'all. Bless up.
I'm sure we'll see you back in the ring again.
Shalom, brother.
I'm ready.
Brother.
Bless up.
Well,
all right,
Judah.
My debate.
Bless up, family.
All right, family. Appreciate it. Yeah, Hotep Shalom.
All right, man. So my debate will be over the ancient city, the ancient nation of Israel. Where is its location? Where is the location of the ancient country of Israel? Right. Jeremiah Judah is going to be debating over the flat earth. So stay tuned, man. The Lions Den, we are remaining highly active, man. Highly active.
Yeah, it's part two. It's part two with me. It's like Tyson Fury and what's his name, and Wilder part two. But Black Jesus Minister and Jeremiah Judah 7000. After I beat him again, ain't gonna be no contract where you get a third match, Black Jesus. You know, so I'm gonna put you in your casket.
All right, fellas. Those that are watching,
I'm tired of your nigga nut mouth.
Right.
You know,
so those that are watching, we have an event coming up in Oklahoma City called the Royal DNA Concert. All right, you can contact me if you have any questions concerning the event. It will be an all-white event. Some of the greatest artists in truth music, such as Asha Sha'ala, Zamira Israel, Lala Music, MYMG, and more. All right, so listen, family.
What about Deacon? He there too, right?
Yeah, I mentioned him. Him. All right, so we also got some interviews coming up with some of these artists. All right, so listen, family, stay in touch with us, man. Oklahoma City, March 22nd, all-white event, Royal DNA.
Hold on, don't close out yet. I got some upcoming debates in the works right now. Ngozi reached out to me today. He want to get in the ring with either Michael Edwards or Divine Prospect. So look, I just got to close the deal on that. Also, Sister Carla got her the Lions Den Women's Debate League. Also, see what they're doing is it's not just about a debate. Sometimes we let them get on a panel and discuss important topics. So I think this Sunday they're gonna be talking about domestic violence. So hey, we want you women to tune in. Even the men, because some men are victims of domestic violence. So we're gonna try to do that like every Sunday. Get the women to speak out more and talk about their topics. And Judah Nazareth, you want to close out? Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. First, let me say to Elder Quanath from FOPE, you know, me and his brother been cool for years. So we'll talk in the back chat, you know what I'm saying? Like you know, whatever, right? I don't want to air out the issues publicly. Two, shout out to the sisters out there that support Judah Natzrah on the Torah nights. We don't need to talk about that in public either. Everyone knows, if you know who Judah is, you know what it is. Three, shout out to the brother Naga for coming on and climbing into the casket and laying down to get nice and snug. You can't bring that Hotep foolishness. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I hope that everyone, especially the congregation, it may seem biased when you have people that are not subscribers to their heritage, which are you know, our Bible. I don't want it to, you know, to seem biased like that, but I hope to debate in the future. I want to defend. Now, I'm a Torah-based Israelite, but I teach the gospel of the Bashar. So I want to debate Pan-Africanist, Kemetic scientists, and Christians who are against the Israelite community at large. So, you know what I'm saying? But with that, you know what I'm saying? I want to say shalom to the gods, the Israelite gods, and that's the lowercase g. And I mean those
right.
elevated spirit. And I want to thank the brothers for having me on. It was fun. I was really tired from, you know, we was joking around last night late. But thanks for having me on. I woke up early, and it was fun. And let's make the Lions Den
welcome to the league, Judah. Welcome to the league, guys.
Thank you very much.
You know, anybody else out there that want to get in the ring, you know, get in contact with Jeremiah, myself, some of the sisters in the back chat, and we just trying to bring out, you know, informative information for the people. You know, instead of typing all the time on Facebook, you know, get in the ring and then do your thing. You know, with that being said, the People's Champ gonna sign out. Shalom, barakatah.
Shalom, barakatah, y'all. Salute.
Yeah, I was descended from royal descended from royalty and nothing less. Royal look good. You look good. Royal look good. You look good. Look good. You boys look good. Boy, you look good. You boys look good. I see you boys 5 minutes outside in the social work. Just another small example to start arguing. You pay $2, you need a Polaroid. Yeah. I'll even be feeling a pair of Polaroid. See us all cooking to the top like a soda boy. Watch these other niggas like Nettie like behind the door. Take it back to the neighborhood and try to follow boy. Now we see our style on him. Now I'm enjoying. You're never gonna be making you try to follow. You're never be the nigga, but it's the blood in the model. So stand at the ocean and put a wish in a bottle. Just another day and I promise we switch tomorrow. Put my armbands on and I'm talking Levitical. Put these things on and never ever be ridiculed. Gone is a thing and they all gonna remember you. Yeah, I was born fly, my DNA is fresh. Bruce Street Marketplace, go subscribe. Like Magazine, go subscribe. Garments of Vengeance, contact us. New clothes look good, boy, you look good. New clothes look good, boy, you look good. New clothes look good, boy, you look good. New clothes look good, Yeah, I was born fly. My DNA is fresh. Descended from royalty, nothing less. I was born fly. My DNA is fresh. Descended from royalty, and it's nothing less. Boy, you look good. New clothes look good. 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 I see you boys fly when you step outside in your social work. Just another small example to saw us around. Way too fly, we need a Polaroid. Yes. I'll even be cleaning a pair of corduroys. See us all fizzle to the top like a soda boy. Watch these other nations act nutty like it's on the door. Take it back to their neighborhood and try to follow, boy. Now we see our style on them. Now I'm ignored. You're You're never gonna be as much as you try to follow. I know you see the flavor, but it's the blood in the bottle. So stand at the ocean and put a wish in a bottle. Just like us today, and I promise we switch tomorrow. Put my armbands on, and I'm talking Levitical. Put these things on and never ever be ridiculed. Garments of things, and they all gonna remember. Yeah, I was born by